Amaro, amari, multiple Amaros. Let's talk a little bit about this bitter liqueur. I'm not a monk, but I do enjoy a good Amaro, especially mixed into like an old fashioned or Manhattan. If you went from sweet to bitter, there's a whole lot of different Amari you can choose from. I don't have them all. I apologize, so I'm going to leave some out in my list. But my current list would be Amaro Nonino being the sweetest. So if you're like, I'm not so sure of where I play on that scale of like bitterness, and I know Campari will just rip my face off, Amaro Nonino is a good starting spot. If you can't get Amaro Nonino, Averna, Black Manhattans, not too bitter, but lots of crazy flavors and roots and spices. Cynar, this is a newer product, but newer like in the 50s. Like we're talking like monks for some of these things, right? From like the 1900s, this is a lot newer than that, but it's old to me. Cynar is getting up there in bitterness, but it still brings a lot more bold, unique flavor compared to the bitter. In some place at this level or before come some of the products I don't have, and I'm gonna mention them so you don't have to tell me in the comments that I didn't mention them. Catamaro, Lucin, Maletti, Montenegro, those are other brands that fit before where we are right now in the bitterness. Getting over the hump of bitterness, the next more bitter product, which I love, is Aperol. Works on Aperol spritz. You can mix it with your wines, you can put it in your cocktails, the Division Bell. I've done cocktails here on either YouTube or TikTok, wherever you're watching this, that go through a lot more on Amaro. It gets bitter, but it's about half as bitter as Campari and half as potent as Campari. So what they're doing is they're cutting the sugars with the bitter to give you a more sensible experience. Also get some good grapefruit notes. Next on the list, this one, bartenders love it. A lot of normal humans, not a huge fan. I'm so on it, but this is Fernet-Branca. To me, it's like it's got that minty, eucalyptusy, cold-like flavor. It almost tastes like something I'd have as a medicine, which makes sense considering the history of an Amaro. So the last one on the list that I have is Campari. This is a brand new bottle. I actually finally drank an entire bottle of Campari. It just took me like 10 years, maybe 15. Super bitter. There is flavor in here, but it's hard for an average American, I think, to find all the flavors. If you'd like to find more of the flavor in a Campari and you're making, I don't know, a Negroni, for instance, or other things that you want to have Campari with, or just Campari straight, if you add some salt to it, it'll take away some of that bitterness for you so you can experience some of the other flavors you might not get if you're very intolerant to the taste of an Amaro. That, my friends, is a little bit on Amaros. What's your favorite?